Tuesday, November 28th, 2023, City of West Point work session. This evening, we're going to have a public hearing to start off on the 2024 proposed city budget. The purpose of the public hearing is to allow public comment on the 2024 proposed city budget. We will now open the public hearing. If you would like to speak, please come forward and state your name. You will have 5 minutes. Okay, I don't see anybody here to speak on that, so I'm going to close the public hearing and call the work session to order. We'll begin by reviewing the agenda. In new business, we have the 2024 City Council meeting schedule, the 2024 proposed city budget, and then after that, we'll have an executive session to discuss pending legislation. That's our agenda for this evening. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
I have a motion. Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Tonight we'll have public comment. The mayor and council welcomes any public comments at this time. The portion of the meeting is for comments from citizens on any city issue, not for questions or debates. If you have questions, you will find contact information for all council members on the city website, or you may contact City Hall staff. Thank you for attending our council meeting. Is there anyone here who'd like to make any public comments?
On anything? On anything?
On anything?
Okay, yes. Good evening. My name is Samantha Knowles. I teach in a Title I public school setting. This is my 14th year. And my husband and I moved to West Point about 2 years ago. We have 3 girls. Sully is 12, Millie, say your name, Millie's 6, and Danny is 2. My husband's family is from LaGrange, mine's from Auburn, so West Point was perfect, and we've always wanted a farm. So we live out on Highway 18. I wanted to do 2 brags and then make a humble request for the city. I really want to brag on the fire department. We had a smell around our house that was like gas, and they responded very promptly. We determined it was just the wind blowing down a smell, but they took it really seriously, and I really appreciate that as a mom. The second brag I have is Chris Toney has been working really hard with AmWaste to ensure that recycling is happening within the city of West Point. As a parent, as a teacher, it's really important. My girls, they find it important to recycle. In fact, my daughter is the one who started me in recycling, and so I really appreciate all his efforts and y'all's efforts to make sure that recycling is happening. Our humble request tonight is that since we do live on 18, we are down past 103. We have logging trucks that drive through there. We have bus 06-8080 with Mr. Rayleigh with Troup County Schools that is full of kids that comes down right in front of our property. There's a bus stop right up. There's also that curve, and I've witnessed 2 wrecks that I know of in that area. It's quite dangerous. It's dangerous for me and the kids, and every morning we go down and hop on 85 so that I can make it to work. With the new truck stop in, we have the Kia traffic, we have the West Point Elementary School traffic, and we have all the logging trucks and the 103 traffic. There have been instances where semis have pulled out in front of me, and thank you so much for the West Point Police Department for promptly responding when I did call them. One right after the other, they made their way down to make sure and patrol. I've been in contact with Georgia DOT and made them aware of my concerns as a citizen. I'm requesting that we please make sure we have law enforcement in the area during those high traffic times. And also, please, I guess, as a city, if you're hearing this, please reach out to the Department of Transportation, and could we please lower the speed limit in front of our property? Thank you all so much for all you do. We love being citizens here. And Millie, you want to say thank you? Yeah. She's shy now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Millie.
Thank you.
All right. Other public comment?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Beverly Hughley. I'm the Waiver Program Manager with Three Rivers Area Agency on Aging. Three Rivers provide a number of services through the Aging, Transportation, Workforce, and Planning Division. People often think of us as the senior center for meals, or the Medicare people or the planning department. But Three Rivers Area Agency on Aging, we are much more. We serve 10 counties, and including Troup County as well. Many of our services are used often. Some services have a waiting list, but there are other services that are not utilized as much. And as our dislocated worker program and our workforce division, just to name one. We know it because of general knowledge and education. That's why we appreciate the opportunity to remind you tonight of Three Rivers Region Commission and all our resources. I have brought flyers and I have brought brochure to share with you. And of course you have those on your platform there. We are fortunate that our division receives calls all the time. But I know many of my colleagues in other programs don't often have the same awareness. So although I am here to talk to you specifically about upcoming aging events, I also want to take this opportunity to remind you to review our full range of service that we provide. So let's get to the time-sensitive program that's coming up real soon. One which is going to be held in West Point. First is the season for the Medicare enrollment. And Medicare enrollment is happening now through December the 7th, 2023. Understanding the choice and the procedure can be confusing. We want to remind you that we have experienced representatives in the state health insurance department program to help seniors for free. Remember, this is free. This is very important because you have a lot of scammers out there that are charging the seniors for this Medicare Reviews program. And we have a website, so you can follow us on Facebook for full detail. Secondly, it's also the season the aging department hosts public hearing. Public hearings are required to have at least one hearing a year for our funding requirements. Because our service area is so large, we typically have 2 public hearings to encourage accessibility. This year, the first public hearing will be held here in West Point on December 8th at the Senior Center. We brought brochures and flyers with all the details. So we're asking, you're probably asking, who should attend these public hearings? Seniors. We need to hear from them on what they need now and what they need in the future. Not just the senior who will be at the Senior Center, but all seniors in the area. How can we reach them? I know each of you have a network that you can share the information. Who else need to be at the public hearing? Caregivers, both current and future caregivers. And you probably think you have been caregivers yourself at one time or another. Our service not only directly for seniors, but for caregivers as well. They need to be a part of the program and service that can impact them directly. One of the most misleading things that we hear in our area, in our service area, are only for certain income levels or for certain people or that person. And this is not simply the case. There are many services, especially when it comes to caregiving, that we can connect people with that have no special requirement or qualification. For example, in my job, I want to do everything possible to keep seniors in their community and to continue living in their home. We know and we encourage this better quality of life for them. And thirdly, while we're here tonight, is to extend the invitation to community leaders. Community leaders, we need your people who serve seniors, like restaurant owners, pharmacy, doctor, to be a part of this discussion. Local pastor, government officials, like yourself, or critical to this conversation. Please consider this your official invitation to come to our December the 8th meeting and to learn more. Thank you for your support. West Point has been an amazing community with Three Rivers, and we look forward to serving you to the best of our ability in the future. Thank you for your time tonight. I just encourage you to learn more all of our resources at Three Rivers Area Agency on Aging. Our contact information is on our brochures and our flyers. Thank you again.
Thank you. Okay, we'll begin our new business this evening. The first item is the 2024 City Council meeting schedule. It's in your packet. And Ed, do you have any comment on this?
Yes, sir. It's the same meeting schedule, of course, based on the Monday business meetings that are in our ordinance and required by that ordinance. One work session prior to each of those. The schedule has meetings for every month. The schedule reflects a removal of the late June and early July meetings because of the conflict we have every year with the GMA meeting and then summer break as well. So we end up not having those meetings typically, so we move those from the schedule. And then of course the late December work session as well.
All right.
But Halloween doesn't fall on our meeting agenda this year.
Make sure we don't do that.
All right. Questions, comments? If not, we'll move on to the 2024 proposed city budget. Ed?
And nothing's changed since the presentation of the budget, and we've had, of course, no public comments in the public hearings, and no other public comments have been submitted to staff.
All right. Any questions, comments from council? All
I
right.
have a comment, and it's not a new comment. We've had many opportunities to hear about the need for the city to allocate funding for recreation, for facilities, for young people, and for citizens in general. With the recent demolition of the pool at the elementary school, and there's a long story behind all of that and all that happened and all of the debate around it. We have moved forward to demolishing the pool. It has not been in use for 8 years or more. Again, I reiterate the need for a community, as close as any community, whether you're close to a body of water or not, but certainly in an area where we have Chattahoochee River and West Point Lake, and no opportunity for our young people to learn to swim at an appropriate age. It continues to be a critical concern of mine. Being that this is a budget discussion, again, this is the first time I've brought it up. We need to allocate some funding for recreation above and beyond what Troup County provides. I know we like to say that that's their responsibility to provide recreation services with our tax dollars. It's not happening to the extent that it needs to happen in this community. So I implore you to consider, again, find some money somewhere. We find money to do whatever else we need to do. We got a lot of initiatives that we need to address. I understand that, but at the same time, we can't be blinded by poor excuses. I'm going to say poor excuses. You only have one opportunity to address the needs of your children. We've lost 8 years. Sportsplex sounds wonderful. I'm glad that we're getting some traction on that. We've not until recently, until campaign season, did we get any traction at all on it. That's wonderful, but that's a long term goal. It's not something that's going to happen in the next year or so. We will have lost a generation of children and our opportunity to do something to affect their well-being now and well into the future. Thank you very much.
Anybody else? All right, we have an executive session we got to go into to discuss pending litigation. We will have action afterwards. You're welcome to stay and wait for us to finish if you'd like to see that. If not, we're gonna, I'm gonna need a motion. Y'all are welcome to stay or leave, either one. So have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, let's go